Close test 14.9. Oh, that's a spicy death block. There's gonna be a lot of malt. There's gonna be a lot of hype. But let's get started with something relaxing. Pan-Asian cruiser Lanzhou. Lanzhou, I think you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Sorry, guys, for my Chinese friends here. I don't know how to pronounce it here right now. Hypothetical design of a cruiser with 180mm battery guns. Development of the Soviet Project 26. The cruiser was named after an Asian city in northwestern China, one of the country's industrial centers and capital of the Gansu province. In battle, Lanzhou will be primarily targeted enemy cruisers thanks to her great ballistics for her tier. You will be able to land hits on enemy relative ease. Together with this, with good AP shell penetration, allows you to threaten even the heaviest battleships you may face. Her long main gun range further complements by high precision spotter plane. Yo, we're getting a tier 7 Tianjin, big. That grants the same improved dispersion effect that found on the cruiser Tianjin, will allow to make you the fullest of your solid guns. It looks a bit like a Kirov. However, she has small HP pool and the protection is quite limited, meaning you have to be cautious of incoming fire as the enemy doesn't have to get lucky very often to sink you in short order. Combined with fairly average concealment for her tier, being able to undetect might not be as reliable as you may wish. In summary, Lanzhou will excel dealing with hostile cruisers, as well being useful supporting cruisers against battleship and destroyers. However, due to their fairly weak hull, enemy return fire will be quite effective in taking you out if you're not keeping track of what you're having. Okay, so tier 7. Lanzhou exists, yeah, but Lanzhou has 152mm guns, not the crazy 180mm guns. So, also, Lanzhou has no improved in dispersion on the spotter plane, just range. Good, so barely any range, although I can't really, like, is that a lot of range? That's not a lot of range on tier 7 for a cruiser, right? That sounds like a lower amount of range. Plating, yeah, clear, fire duration, okay. Torpedo protection, 0%, GG. What do we have here? 70.6 cam range, that's a lot of range for a tier 7 cruiser. Reload 8.4. That doesn't seem too bad, to be honest. 8.4 for Soviet 180s. Doesn't sound too bad. Sigma, alright. Dispersion, alright. Torpedo tubes, 8 cam range. That's not too bad. Deep water. Deep water torps. Okay. Secondary is not really worth mentioning. A not really worth mentioning. Maneuverability 35 knots is pretty decent. Turning circle, alright. Rudder shifts doesn't look too bad. It could be a bit like, guys, in case you don't know, in case you don't know, there is that Soviet thing on T6. I think it's on T6 with the 180s. That thing is insane, but it's super squishy. The guns are insane though. So this having even better dispersion and safer range to play around, not bad, and even better dispersion. Good. So what do we have here? We have damage control party, hydroacoustic surge. We have defensive AA. Oh, we can choose. Okay, always hydro. Although when you're super far in the back, maybe even defensive AA. Not sure. But probably hydro. High precision spotter. 5 times. Nice. Durations 30 seconds. You have 8.4, 8.6. That means you get 4 shots off. Or 3 shots, to be honest. 3 shots, sorry. Still pretty good. What do we have here? Good. Next one is cruiser Nurnberg 44. The last German light cruiser ever built. She was the longest serving major warship of the Kriegsmarine and is the only such ship to see post-service war, albeit under the Soviet flank with her name Admiral Makarov. Her wartime was fairly quiet, following significant damage from a torpedo hit by launched the British submarine HMS Salmon. She mostly served the Baltic and Norway, escorting and training ship. Unlike most surviving Kriegsmarine warships, she was sent to the Baltic to provide fire support to German forces as the Red Army advanced into Europe. Following the capitulation, she was handed over to the Soviet Union, which operated her until newer ships entered service, and she was scrapped around 1960. Nurnberg 44 is AP focused with good ballistics penetration and improved ricochet angles. Huh? Nurnberg 44 is an AP force cruiser of good ballistics penetration and improved ricochet angles. Oh, that's something we have never really seen on German cruisers besides Blücher. That's actually pretty nuts. Making a lethal against enemy cruisers as well as solid threat to battleships. A torpedo tube, which while limited in numbers, benefit from torpedoes with good range, speed, and damage. Also more than 6 km range. Okay. This allows her to notable threat whatever she may face. Due to her short main gun range, Nurnberg 44 needs to get up close to do what she does best. Okay, that doesn't sound too good. However, she's extremely fragile for her tier and won't take many hits to send you back to the battle screen on screen. To prevent this outcome, the ship comes with a good base conceal as well as short bow smoke generator. So use this tool wisely and choose your option carefully to get the most out of your guns. Barely an HP. That's not too bad of a firing range, to be honest. I expected like 14 something when they said it has short range. 16.5 is alright. Reload 6 seconds is pretty good. AP damage not too bad as well. Velocity good. Torpedoes have 6 km range. Didn't they say... Huh? The torpedo tubes, while limited in numbers, benefit from torpedoes with good range, speed, and damage. Since when is 6 Since when is 6 km good range? Huh? That's like the I don't know if that's something wrong in the place here or 6 km is good range. Okay, whatever. I expected like 8 or 10. Good. Concealment, base concealment, yeah, pretty good. You get that down to like 10-ish. 11-ish something. No concealment models, so 11-ish something. Actually, it's flat out 11 nearly. Good. What do we have here? Damage, con, hydro. Okay. Tier 9 Battleship Roussillon. During the late 30s, in light of increasing tensions around the world, the French Republic committed to a rearmament of all its military branches. This included the Navy, which was in the process of building the 4th Richelieu-class battleship. However, in light of intelligence regarding larger ships being considered by the Germans and Italians, they began work on the successor class. Okay, good. I'm gonna skip this part, by the way. We're just gonna go here. Roussillon will be a ship with mighty armament on a fragile hull. Her excellent accuracy for a French battleship, together with good shell ballistics, make it a perfect choice for long-range engagements. Oh, Asian players will love this. Further to improve, the base guide begins. Further improved with her engine boost, she's able to redeploy rapidly wherever she supports required. However, she suffers from significantly longer than average base reload of 36 seconds, meaning that you will have to pick your shots carefully to make every shot count. She does have access to main gun reload booster with an impressive 67% reload reduction and 5 charges. Okay, that's a lot. Albeit at the cost of longer cooldown on the consumable. Additionally to a weaker armor plating, it means that you are subject to concentrate fire. If you're not, you will not be able to last long. So in summary, is to keep your distance and pick targets carefully, as you won't get many volleys in. You can use the main gun reload booster to maximize your impact. I think this ship is gonna get buffed. I think people will... I see already testers inting with it crazily, and then it will be buffed. But hey, 23 km range, 69... Doesn't seem... Okay, it has 32mm armor though. Interesting. 23.4 km range. Reload is pretty bad, okay, sure, but dispersion doesn't look that bad and Sigma is alright. Speed is okay. Where's the speed boost? Ah, that comes here. Concealment 16. Oh, we can go down. Okay, concealment is not that good, to be honest. 49, 4010 would be alright, but 49 not. Damage con, repair party, engine boost 15%, duration 3 minutes. That's crazy. What's the speed here? 32. You put the speedy flag on, you go 33.5. So around 37-ish something, and if you have, you will reach nearly 40 knots with brisk as well. That's crazy. Insane Trucker, thank you. Ich bin ein Schwanz. Appreciate it. Okay, good. We have the reload booster here, and then spotting or find anchors. Maybe we'll take spotter. Good. Now to the spicy part, guys. To the extremely spicy part. German cruiser Bremen. Shame on that name. They could have named it Hamburg, to be honest, but hey. A further development of the light cruiser design based on the Admiral Hipper class, aka Cruiser K in-game mines. With more guns. Bremen will play much likely like the Tier 8 mines thanks to a battery of 1650mm guns and quadruple turrets, with the usual for German cruisers improved penetration of her HD, allowing her to effectively engage all matter of targets. Her AP also benefit from very good penetration for the size, making this ammo option effective in suitable scenarios. She's also equipped with a large number of torpedo tubes, boosting long range. 6 cam range, right? Nah, it's gonna be more. You will primarily be wished to be fight at long range thanks to her shell ballistics, flat shell ballistics, and torpedo range to compensate for a large size, making Bremen more vulnerable in close range encounters. Her armor scheme and improved German hydroacoustic surge means you can press detect when required. However, her pool concealment and below average handling makes it difficult for her to engage in close combat without attracting fire. A consumable setup is your typical lineup of repair party, damage control party, and choice between fighter and spotting aircraft. You take spotting aircraft every time. And hydro and defensive. You take hydro, especially since the German hydro is even better. So, 51,000 HP, alright. 25 mil plating expected. Main battery range, 18.1 km. That's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. 18.1 km is pretty good. Reload 6 seconds can be buffed even further. Guys, remember, we have reload mod as well. So around 5.5-ish. 60 barrel Des Moines, pretty much, when it comes to reload. But hey. What do we have here? Okay, turret traverse is pretty ass. Dispersion pretty good. Yeah, Sigma pretty good. Torpedoes, damage is okay. Range is pretty good. Detectability is also very good. Speed is alright. Okay, so you have 10 torpedoes per side with 12 cam range. That's also pretty good. Now, how's the A? Let's see. Damage per second. Doesn't look too bad, but again, most tactical ships, most USCVs have tactical squadrons now, so plane losses are not that brutal anymore, unfortunately. Maneuverability, alright. Concealment, 16.2 cam. Blah. But then again, you are playing in mostly long range. And 13.1, while it is pretty garbage for a light cruiser, it's gonna be alright. It's still better than Moskva. It's 13.1. If you go double conceal. Okay. But they didn't lie when they said this had shitty concealment for a light cruiser. Looks pretty dope though. 16 guns, guys. I wonder how good the firing angles are, because if you play mines, I think mines firing angles are not really that good, so expect them to not really be better. Japanese battleship Aki, tier 10. A new mighty Japanese beauty originally created for World of Warships Legends comes to our seas. What if the Japanese Navy... That's already a good start. What if the Japanese Navy... Yeah. Has given a Yamato-class battleship the same conversion they had done to Ise. Well, that is Aki. The ship inherited their name from a battleship that served the Imperial Japanese Navy in the early 20th century, which was honored in the historical province of West Honshu Island. Aki boosts immense powerful 460mm guns in a forward pair of triple turrets. They will allow her to engage any target effectively, and due to the forward placement, you don't have to risk exposing the famous Yamato cheek to bring all your firepower in action. She is the most battleship-like of the hybrids, remaining her main gun's ability to end up almost any fight with only a few direct hits. Compared to Yamato herself, her main guns are more accurate and a faster reload time of 28 seconds. They are more accurate and have... Are they trying to say me we're gonna get like I think I gotta say me, this is gonna be like Admiral Latik, sorry. That you have like these insane accurate gun. Oh my god, bro. This is just gonna be nose in like 25 km and just keep shooting. Anyway, her main guns are more accurate and a fast reload of 28 seconds. However, they have shorter range and their turrets suffer from the same turret traverse speed. You will struggle to reach surprise. Bro, Snoppers, if you're here, that's your ship. The key element of Aki is access to HE dive bomber squadrons, give the ability to target ships outside their main gun's range. We'll see about the main gun range in a second. The squadron's strength lies in the large numbers of bomb drops, as well as the bombs' decent damage and good penetration, though their long fall time is a drawback. Okay, so at least it can't. The Pegas will not be able to nuke DDs. We'll see about better players. Aki has a rather weak citadel, while her armor is solid and she comes equipped with repair party. She's best suited for captains who prefer to play it safe and keep her distance from enemies. That said, thanks to her placement of her guns, a bow and push remains an option if the suit demands it, but be warned, it's likely to be a one-way trip. So Yamato HP. Yamato torpedo protection. Plating. How is that? Bro, I think there's a lot of mistakes. I think there's a lot of mistakes in these texts. In the text. However, they have shorter range. 26.1 km range. Isn't that exactly Yamato range? That's 500 meters less. You know, when you read something like this, however, they have shorter range. I expect, like, you know, when they pronounce it, like, bring it up and the thing so hard. I expect like 22 km, 21 km, but nah, bro, 26 km still. Reload 28 seconds. Maximum dispersion 246. That is extremely low. Let me check Yamato real quick. $276. 30 meters left. That's actually quite a bit. Considering I just like that's 30 meters. That's pretty big actually. Good. Anyway, dive bombers. Okay, restoration time 2 minutes, so you're gonna rely mostly on the ship. Okay. Attack size 8 per squadron. Okay. Bombers and payload 2. Chance to cause fire 24. 41 millimeters of pen. That's good. That means you can F up a Petro. Good. Concealment 17.6. That looks like you're gonna end up around 14 as well. Repair party. Okay. So for hybrid players, a new toy. American Cruiser. Man, this is such a spicy devlog. There's so many new things. American Cruiser Hawaii, tier 10. Hawaii was the third of the 6 planned Alaska large cruisers of the United States. She was the first US end ship named for then territory of Hawaii. Okay. In battle, we're gonna skip always these things now. In battle, Hawaii will take advantage of reasonably tanky Alaska hull with high amount of HP and solid armor protection. Her main guns boost good reload and solid ballistics. She also benefits from an alternative fire mode, which provides a major boost to reload speed at the cost of significantly reduced main gun battery range and altered ballistics that make it difficult to shoot accurately at long distances. As said, of consumables include survival sailor with the same as the tier 10 cruiser Salem, so 8.5, and repair party in separate slots, as well as the choice between standard hydro or defensive AA. This thing gets Austin turrets as a main gun, right? Good. 71,000. Okay. 18.2 cam range. 6-second reload. 1,227 millimeter guns. Out of which we need to check in a second how many we can use on one side. Okay, what do we have here? Sigma pretty good, dispersion pretty good. Alternative mode, 3 seconds. Burst interval, 1 second. Reload 3 seconds. One shot in series. It doesn't say how much lower the range though is. Okay. AA looks alright. Okay, damn. Speed, yeah. Surface conceal is also 1.5 out of, so to around 12-ish. Okay. What do we have here? Smoke firing penalty is also alright, considering how many guns it has and how big the ship is. Damage con, repair party, hydro. Okay, so we have 12 guns. We have 3 in the front. We have 3 here, 3 here. I expect we have 3 on the other side on the back as well, which means we should end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 guns that we can. We have 9 turrets that we can simultaneously shoot at one side. That means we have 18 shells potentially going if we show full broadside. Yeah, we have 12 guns, but you cannot use all 12 on one side, guys. Guns, I mean guns, I mean turrets. So not that this is a confusion. Okay, I say turrets, so it's making it easier. I know each turret has 2 barrels, guys. Don't worry. But we can only use 9 turrets at the same time. I presume there's 3 in the back here, because he is 3 and then the other 3 on the other side. So we have 9 turrets we can use on one side. That means 18 shells. Potentially, if we would show full broadside, I presume. Also, that superstructure looks crazy. Who designed that? That's crazy. So we do get an Alaska with a lot of Dakar. Okay. Is it HE and AP? Yes. No SEP. God bless. Now. Oh, gamers. It is time. French Submarine Surcouf arrives. The one, the only. Surcouf was the only member of a class built by the Marine Nationale originally as a way to get around the treaty limitations on cruisers by arming large submarines with similar firepower. Surcouf combines the general playstyle of a destroyer with the ability to dive rather than deploy a smokescreen. Characteristics lend her to a primary focus on this play primarily on the surface. Thanks to a large gun armament, improved range engine boost, usable underwater as well, and a large amount of hit points, her twin 203mm gun turret is supplemented with a main gun reload boost, typical found on the ships of the French Navy. Surcouf really is one of a kind. She'll also be the first submarine access to have air ASW. Time to shit on another submarine with air ASW from a submarine. Okay, that's actually hilarious. On the other hand, she doesn't have access to hydrophone. Okay, that's actually kind of a weakness, but hey. And the submarine surveillance consumable has reduced parameters. We'll check that in a second. The torpedo armament is also unique for a submarine. Surcouf is the first submarine in our game that does not have access to acoustic torpedoes or sonar. Okay, so you don't have ping. You don't have homing torps, okay? That's alright. That's actually pretty good. She has 4 forward torpedo tubes and 2 stern-based triple launchers capable of firing to each side, but only when surfaced. Oh. So you can't like be in front of somebody and launch it into their face. Unless you can use these ones underwater and these ones you cannot. Okay, so it is legit a DD rather. Okay, that's alright. At least it will make people less mauled if somebody like points up at free cam and nukes you or something. This allows her to present a limited torpedo threat from a broadside to help compensate for a poor agility. Her torpedoes in general have good damage, solid range, and decent speed for a tier, but a long reload. Okay. In general, Surcouf is well-armed vessel when operating on surface with a solid gun and torpedo armament, allowing her to engage all matter of targets effectively. Submerging should generally be reserved for stealthy moments, since a large part of Surcouf's tooltip becomes unavailable underwater. So the guns are 2 of these, but French 2 of these. So no Des Moines thingy with improved AP angles. Okay, fair enough. 31k HP. That's a lot. That's actually a lot. Dive units. 260. That's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Depletion 1 second. Recharge rate 1/3 second. Okay, that's pretty strong. Firing range of the main gun. 13.5 km. 8 seconds reload. Sigma 2.0 dispersion 100 meters. AP shell 4800. Okay. So you have 8-second reload with 2 shells only. Okay. 6 km range. 1 flight. Okay, you have only 1 flight though, okay? Maximum damage output torpedoes 16k, 12 km range, 39 knots. 69 knots, not 39. Reload time 70 seconds. Okay, that's not good, but it's not really bad either. Torpedo detectability 14.5. 1.4, my god, I can't speak. Okay, you have 2 loaders in the front. No, wait, stern you have 2 loaders, bow you have 4. So bow is always gonna be reloaded fully. Stern is gonna be reloaded within twice. Like 2 reloads, because you have 3. Okay. So can we do... I'm just questioning if we can use these ones underwater now, and these ones we can't. Let's see. Or if we can generally not use them underwater. We'll find out. Once, like, for me, because they have different values, it could also mean that these ones can be used underwater and these ones can't. Which would make sense, because this one is a rotatable torpedo launcher and this one is a fixed one. We'll see though. Speed 32 knots, okay. That's pretty fast, because we're gonna get a speed boost as well, right? Yeah. 32 knot speed. Concealment 5.7 is pretty good, honestly, okay. Damage con, 4 charges, fast DCP, okay. Submarine surveillance, 6 km range. Okay. Alright, that's standard. 2 charges only though, okay. So we gotta be very careful here. It's not gonna be really good against our submarines. Main gun reload booster, 10 seconds, 75%. That means we have a 2-second reload. Boom. 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 Okay, then it's over. Okay, so you get 5 shots then. Okay. Fair enough. You can also buff your like the question I think myself, the question I ask myself here is, do you really want to buff the main gun reload? Because your torpedoes will probably still be your bread and butter, so I'd probably go for torpedo reload buffs rather. The gun reload is fast enough with the reload booster, and without the reload booster you don't really want to use the gun reload at all, to be honest. So it's gonna be interesting how it's gonna develop in testing, if they buff the reload on the guns and nerf maybe the torpedo reload. Because right now I would still probably build into torpedoes, because it's much safer damage in that way. Because you don't, like, the main gun is not shooting fast enough. Like, I would rather have a faster shooting main gun and nerfing the reload booster than this. Because right now, you really only want to use the main gun, maybe to finish somebody off if he's really low. But other than that, you only want to use the main gun with the reload booster. Because 8 seconds for 2 shells is pretty ass. But hey, 4th slot. Engine boost, 3 minutes, 20% more speed. Oh. So, we have 32 knots. Times 20, we're at 38.2 knots. Okay, so another 40. That thing goes 40 knots, 40 point something with the enhanced propeller shaft. So, fast boy again. There it is, boys! There it is. We are also ready to show you the image of the previously announced Commandante Aguirre. Okay, I don't really have seen anything about it. But holy, my man, that is a spicy death block. That's one of the spiciest death block in a long time. Surcouf coming to the game. Hawaii looks crazy. We're gonna get the Aki, not big fan of it, but hybrid people will be a big fan of it. I'm really looking forward to the Bremen. That's gonna be probably a nutty spamming machine. And it's crazy. Roussillon, we'll see. But man, Nurnberg 44 actually doesn't look too bad either. And the Lanzhou. That was a spicy, spicy, spicy Bev block. I hope you enjoyed this little going overview. We checked it out, so you're up to date. I will go back to World of Warships now. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You're Trendless and out.